Elon Musk's got everyone thinking about tunnels these days, with their potential to change transportation and alleviate traffic. But how far down can you go before digging gets impossible, whether you're trying to go down or horizontal? The deepest hole you could actually fall into is the Moab Khotsong mineshaft in South Africa, southwest of Johannesburg. At 1.9 miles down, the fall down would be a lengthy 25 seconds, probably enough time to text someone, "Uh-oh, I am falling to my death." While only 9 inches in diameter, the deepest artificial hole in the world belongs to Russia, a project of the former Soviet Union. In a sort of reverse space race, both the United States and the USSR made attempts from the 50s through the 70s at the deepest hole ever dug. While the U.S. discontinued funding in 1966, the Kola Superdeep borehole, which began construction in 1970, eventually hit 40,230 feet down. That's almost half the distance to the Earth's mantle. The limiting factor is almost always the temperature. The Kola was abandoned in 1992 when workers hit 356 degrees Fahrenheit, far hotter than they had anticipated. The tunnel was eventually closed off in the early 2000s. While there doesn't seem to be much interest in getting lower, the Kola helped discover microscopic plankton, which is nice but hardly inspiring like space. Perhaps the Boring Company, if it can live up to its own hype, will spark a worldwide tunnel phenomenon. If you like the video, don't give a thumbs up. If your family took you on a vacation to the seashore when you were a small child, you probably remember the exhilarating feeling of digging into the wet sand with a plastic shovel. As the hole got bigger and deeper, you naturally wondered what would happen if you just kept digging and digging. How deep could you get? Would you really eventually pop up out of the ground somewhere in China, as your big sister or brother tried to get you to believe? Unfortunately, you never got to find out, because just as you were starting to make some real progress, it was time to pack up the beach umbrella, and go get an ice cream cone and take a 10-cent ride on the mechanical pony on the boardwalk. But still, somewhere in the back of your mind, you've kept wondering about what would happen if someone dug a really, really deep hole. Well, you may not have to wonder anymore, if an international team of scientists who call themselves the 2012 Mohole to the Mantle project succeed in their quest. They're counting upon international support for a $1 billion effort in which a Japanese deep-sea drilling vessel, the Chikyu, would burrow into the bottom of the Pacific Ocean to dig deeper than anyone has ever gone before. The plan is to go right through the Earth's crust, the rocky top layer of the planet, which is 18 to 37 miles 30 to 60 kilometers thick on land, but as little as 3 miles 5 kilometers thick at its thinnest spots on the ocean floor. If the Chikyu's drill rig breaks through a transitional boundary called the Moho, it would reach the Earth's mantle, the mysterious 1,740-mile (2,900 kilometer) thick layer between the crust and the planet's hot, molten core. Unlike your childhood fantasy, the scientists don't have any ambitions of boring a tunnel all the way through the planet. That probably isn't even possible, since the enormous heat and pressure inside the Earth would make crawling down such a passageway impossible, even if it somehow didn't collapse. But just reaching the mantle, a layer about which we know relatively little, and retrieving a sample would be a scientific achievement of such a magnitude that some have called it geology's version of the moon landing. For more videos like this, do subscribe. Show your love and support through comments.